In today's video, we're going to talk about Venom 3. There's a new release date, there's a new title, there's some plot leaks going about, and there's some pretty cool information, which means this movie could actually be the last one in the franchise with Tom Hardy, allegedly. So, if you could subscribe to the channel to never miss any of the Marvel, DC, Kaiju, monsterverse, pop culture-based content that I try to deliver personally on a daily basis. If you could, become a channel member for less than £1, less than $1. It really does help me out. And also, if you could, let me know down below how freaking hyped are you for Venom 3? Because let's be honest, most of Venom movies, I know there's only been 2, have been pretty cool, but there is so much of the story to go. Bring Nolan, the god of the symbiotes. They had a massive opportunity to do that in Thor, Love and Thunder, but they didn't. But they could have done. Also, check us out on Instagram at Warstu to see the beautiful face behind the beautiful voice. I do always try and respond back to people if you're respectful on my social medias. Also, if you could follow me on x.com, aka Twitter, WarstuG. So, the Twitter scoopers got it wrong again. For the longest time ever, apparently they've been calling Venom 3 the Lethal Protector. But the official title, that's been revealed with a new cinema release date, which is cool because it's a week before my birthday. It's called Venom The Last Dance, which it's kind of funny because there is so much left of the Venom story, but it is publicly known that Tom Hardy, the way he speaks about it, is always insinuating that this would be the last movie that he would do playing Eddie Brock, aka Venom. The Last Dance. And people are like, yo, how is it The Last Dance when he hasn't even met Spider-Man? So we've had no end of people making out that Spider-Man Tom Holland is going to be in this movie for no apparent reason because there's no actual evidence. So I've been sent a video that I went over and there's literally no evidence at all. There is some evidence, but not really. Tom Hardy has been teasing Spider-Man on his Instagram for years. He posts an image, deletes it, posts an image, deletes it. And we haven't even got close at all to any Spider-Man appearing in Venom. Sure, I guess you could get, I guess you say we got close in No Way Home, but they retcon that whole ending where Venom came into Spider-Man No Way Home, the symbiote got left there, they teleport back to their own universe, and yes, we've seen the behind-the-scenes images of the Venom filming, and yes, he did have the exact same shirt on, and it looked like it was the exact same location, because yeah, of course they got to explain where he went, but that does not mean that they're actually going to outright say, yo, I know who Spider-Man is. Although the Venom symbiote in the kind of No Way Home ending post-credit scene did say that, but it doesn't take much for some people to blindly believe with bad track records. So according to a I say that lightly, this came out a long time ago, but it doesn't really mean anything. So this is going back October the 24th, 2023. My Time to Shine, who's got a very bad track record, although a lot of people say he had, I mean, it's actually a he, it's not a she. A lot of people say they've got a very good track. They haven't, but let's just, you know, let's entertain the idea because why not? So it's quoting who did it better, the Venom in the Spider-Man PS5 game or in the Sony Spidey-Verse universe, man. I mean, although I like Tom Hardy as an actor, very good in Peaky Blinders, very good in so many different movies. I think the video game did it better. So My Time to Shine said the movies did it better. They didn't even touch on the split personality stuff in the game. I mean, I don't think this person even played the game because they did kind of do that. They really did. Movie Venom is also so much fun. I can't wait to see him and Tom Holland Spidey fight sooner than you think. Interesting. So because My Time to Shine said, I can't wait to see him and Tom Holland Spidey fight sooner than you think. People have seemed to, you know, decrypt this, if you like. Let's talk like internet security. That somehow Tom Holland and Venom is confirmed to fight. Interesting. Now, we know what they should do is they should give the Venom symbiote, get towards Secret Wars and, you know, give the Venom symbiote to Spider-Man. So, as in Spider-Man Tom Holland, and we should get the Venom Spider-Man in Secret Wars. That would be freaking dope. But realistically, this information does not really mean anything. Now, we know Venom 3 is gonna have to use the multiverse, kind of, because in the clothing that he's wearing, in the behind the scenes set videos, set images, we know where he's just come from. So yeah, it will have to use the multiverse in some capacity. And we know that Sony wants to submerge the universes in a roundabout way, and we know that Sony did kind of promote a different Venom already on their official months ago, so that's why people thought there was gonna, I mean, like 6-7 months ago, a while back now, that's why people thought there were going to be different Venoms in the movie, and that's why people were saying, oh, Venom, along came a spider. Now, I mean, having Venom without Spider-Man is pretty redundant. And sure, if they are going to do the Venom Spider-Man, they really should somehow correlate it to Secret Wars. You know me. I'm not the biggest comic book guy. You don't need to be to talk movies, to do with like MCU stuff. But in some capacity, they should do that at some point. But to outright say, yo, Tom Hardy and Tom Holland are going to get it on in Venom: The Last Dance, it's just speculation. It's just accumulation. As you guys know how the YouTube game works and how videos like this work all over the platform, most of it is speculation worded like it's actual confirmation. But The Last Dance, how can you have The Last Dance if you ain't had the first dance? The Last Dance with who? Now, we know who the rumored villain will be for this movie, but even if Tom Holland Spider-Man or Andrew Garfield or Warstu or Tobey Maguire or a brand new Spider-Man was to rock up, it would not make sense them fighting. Maybe getting into a little scuffle, but them fighting, it really wouldn't make sense unless right at the end of Venom 3, Tom Holland, Spider-Man, somehow the symbiote flies onto him. But then at the same time, if that's going to happen, in Spider-Man 4, he's going to have to submerge into Venom by the end of the movie. So yeah, sure, there is a lot. There is a lot of potential that could happen with Venom and with Tom Holland, Spider-Man, submerging to the Venom symbiote by the end of Venom and kind of corresponding and flicking into Spider-Man 3. But realistically, I don't think, regardless to who said what on the internet, I think it's a very big reach, because Tom Hardy has been teasing that for so long, but nothing has ever transpired. And also, you got to factor in how bad Madam Web did. It's very hard to kind of guess what they're doing. Now, obviously, they've finished shooting the movie already. Presume reshoots have already happened. If they haven't, sure, they could. And Tom Holland was taking some time away from acting, sure. And yeah, sure, they could do a 2-minute post-credit scene with Tom Holland appearing. I mean, personally, I think the Andrew Garfield was supposed to appear in Madam Web post-credit scene. I personally think that was made up massively, but we don't know if that was made up. So there is information going around about this said movie. I don't know how true, how not true it is, but let's just go over it. So at one point, Venom exposes young Peter to normal spiders. One of them bites him and causes an allergic reaction, which leads to Eddie having to take Peter to the hospital and pretend to be his father. Now, we know this is true because there was, I don't know how to word it, there was a video clip that I don't think it leaked, is like if you're filming in public and someone records it. So there's a video clip going around a while back, probably like 5-6 months ago, of Eddie literally going to hospital to do this scene. So it does somewhat make sense. Eddie and Venom end up forming a bond with a 10-year-old Peter, and they must protect him when Detective Patrick McGullahan becomes Toxin. Now, Toxin is supposed to be the overall villain. I don't know if that's changed, to be honest. But it's more fun going over plot leaks if you don't know if they're real. Goes insane, attribute to imperfect symbiote, and sets out to destroy all monsters, including Venom and, for some reason, Peter. Venom persuades Eddie to kidnap a 10-year-old Peter in order to change their future, but Eddie refuses to harm him. Interesting. So, personally, I mean, if this is real, I think this next bit here is probably the most interesting. Venom learns through a formation, multiverse hive mind, that Peter Parker Spider-Man is destined to kill them. Reference to Raimi Spider-Man 3. This is what earlier leaks were referring to when they said Venom / Eddie would explore the multiverse. They're simply looking through it via symbiote vision. Now, we kind of know this because in No Way Home, it's how the Venom symbiote knows who Spider-Man is. So we kind of, in a roundabout way, if you like, already know this. Now, this is old information, but it's the most recent information that is out there because, believe it or not, there's not actually been that many leaks with this movie, which is weird. But every leak is consistent where it says Patrick McGullahan becomes Toxin, but will be a rival vigilante rather than the main villain. The plot features Venom and Toxin being hunted by the government and having to join forces to fight a genetic engineer symbiote killer that goes rogue. Interesting. And it just goes on to say Tom Hardy and Michelle Williams are basically the leads. So there isn't really too much new information when it comes to leaks, but for people that didn't hear the previous leaks, we went over a while ago. And it does make me laugh because everything I read about Venom 3 goes, it's becoming evident that a Spider-Man will appear in Venom 3, but may actually team up with Venom. Tom Holland is obvious the main Spider-Man. Well, not really, because it's a different universe. But don't count out Andrew Garfield from appearing. Now, it's going to be interesting because obviously the spell they did nobody knows who Peter Parker is. Does this mean that Andrew and Toby won't know who this Spider-Man is if they ever meet him again? So, I mean, it would be cool if Tom Holland, or if any Spider-Man appears in Venom 3. Obviously, you want Spider-Man and Venom to have some connection, some screen time together, if you like. But whether it happens or not is a different story. But yeah, I just don't think there's enough evidence to suggest that Spider-Man will be fighting Venom in the movie, because why? There's got to be some they're not just going to meet and fight, although, yeah, they could, but just because My Time to Shine says, yeah, they're going to be fighting sooner than you think. Okay, no one thinks they're going to be fighting ever, so sooner than you think doesn't really mean much. I mean, I like to roast Scoopers, but I mean, he could be right, I don't know, but likewise, guys, let us know, what do you think of the title? The Last Dance, that's an awful title, in my opinion. So like always, guys, check us out on Instagram at Warstu to see the beautiful place one of us. Check us out on Twitter at WarstuG, and I'll catch you in the next video very soon. Catch you later.